Hello, good people. I came across someone who asked, why are people mean to others? This is related to a subject I've thought about for a long time, but it's only now that I've got the words to explain it. And I need a script to follow along because I just can't seem to get used to doing these videos. The answer to the question is related to something that I call the problem of pain. This is also consequently related to the origin of wars. Now, this is what I mean by the problem of pain. You are likely in pain because you were hurt by someone. That person hurt you because they were hurt by someone else, who was hurt by somebody before them. This pain is a contagious disease that is spread from person to person. This is a problem that started a very long time ago, and there's only one sensible cure for it that I can see. I'll get to that in a minute, but I want to properly answer the question, why are people mean to others? As it's not just because somebody was hurt by someone else. There is a preceding reason to all of it, and this is the reason why we also have wars. Bear in mind, this is a hypothetical, but I am confident in the logic behind it. Imagine back in the Stone Age, before any wars officially started. What could possibly have been the cause if nobody had hurt anyone to justify harming others? It's because of the harshness of nature, a harshness that made conflict between humans inevitable. I can easily imagine, for example, a scenario where tribespeople were starving and through desperation attacked other tribes. Sure, one can argue they didn't have a right to do that people should agree to negotiate and trade. But what if your resources are scarce and you can't afford to do that? You're not obligated to give up your means of surviving for a stranger. However, that stranger is not obligated to surrender to death just to let you keep what you have. So you can see, in this scenario, there is no bad guys. It's just a bad situation that neither one of them wants to be in, but through nature is forced to. And this is the origin of wars, and it is the origin of pain. The survivors of this pain and conflict pass their grievances on to others, and it also manifests in times of desperation. And it's also an important side note, in no way is this primarily the fault of men. Women hurt people too, and also do stupid things in times of desperation. The only reason why men are credited with being the warriors is because of our gynocentric nature to protect and provide for women. You'd be surprised that there are a lot of women acting behind the scenes, goading men into fighting for their agenda. In short, it's a human problem. Any solution includes men and women, or you'll always have conflict. And this is where I suggest my solution. The spread of pain stops with you. I know what this pain is like, and I don't want to concern anybody when I say this, but I have felt this desire to hurt others before. I recognize that at its core, the retribution would be to teach a lesson, to punish and therefore to discourage the problem from persisting, or to exemplify the problem so that someone opens their eyes enough to care about fixing it. Again, no one needs to be concerned. I'm just explaining how I understand the issue. Revenge and retribution has always taught the wrong lesson. And that is what everyone who is in pain needs to understand. The spread of pain stops with you. And to push it onto others is to only perpetuate the very problem that you want solved. It sucks, but this is the importance of stoicism. Why it's useful as a discipline. It's not to repress your feelings, it's to control how you respond to them, so that you can either practice the patience and focus required to fix a problem, or simply avoid making a situation worse. And yes, I know there is the other factor at play. How do we stop people from falling into desperation? Opportunities. Allow people more opportunities to meet their own needs instead of restricting them. Sure, you can offer to help, but the important thing is having equality of opportunity respected. Most people don't want their hand held, nor do they want subservience. They just want the right to pursue their interests. I could go on to describe that further in detail, but I think this video has been long enough. I've given you all something to think about. But I do want to say one last thing. There was a popular video I saw that portrayed cavemen fighting over a rock. They progressed technology and waged war over and over again because of this, until we nuked ourselves. It also portrayed in its own subtle way that women and children were innocent victims caught up in the conflict and had nothing to do with it. Wrong. As I've just gone over in this video, we've fought over resources to survive, to protect and provide for families, and women have sometimes been in the background and the forefront pushing this agenda. War was inevitable because of the harshness of nature. In turn, the harshness of nature inevitably creates pain. This pain and conflict is something we spread to the next person and the next generation every time we neglect to take responsibility for our own emotions and problems. The spread of pain stops with you. That's how we cure this disease. This video has been brought to you by Wallace Unchained. Cheers all around, as always.